Hey friends, if you don't know me, my name's Andy Sydow. I'm a folk Americana songwriter out of Denver who now lives in Nashville. I'm a two-time Kerrville New Folk Finalist. I've had the opportunity to tour internationally, and I've also gotten to open for some really cool acts, including Lucero, Shane Smith and the Saints, and Brett Dennen. In 2021, I had the opportunity to make my dream record. Growing up, Osborne was my biggest musical influence, and in 2020, I was trying to figure out what to record next, and I reached out to his manager just kind of on a whim. I was like, I wonder if Anders would produce a song for me. So I reached out to his manager and asked, and Anders got back and said, yeah, I'd love to. So we got on a couple Zoom meetings together and started looking over songs. And on the second Zoom meeting, he said I booked us 3 days at Dockside Studios in Maurice, Louisiana, which is where he records a bunch of his records too. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like 3 days, are we gonna do one song or two songs, or what are you thinking? And Anders said, we can make a whole fucking album in 3 days. And I was like, hot dog. I just said hot dog. I don't even have kids yet. So I got to fly down to New Orleans, and Anders picked me up at the airport, and we drove to Dockside, and we made an entire record together. And it was completely surreal to get to see their process and in the studio that they use. It was so cool. Mike Dillon was on percussion and Casandra Faulconer was on bass. And we made this awesome, awesome record, and I'm so proud of it. So then when I got back home and we finished up the record, I was so ready to release it. So I took a little time and pitched it to some indie labels, and I had a couple promising maybes that eventually turned into no's. And that took a year and a half. So then, end of 2022, beginning of 2023, it's like, well, I gotta put out this record. I'll put it out independently. But I got so in my head about the perfect release, and was I gonna be able to do a radio campaign? Was I gonna be able to do PR? Was I gonna be able to press vinyl? What if after I invest all of this into it, only 35 streams happen or something? I don't know, just all this weird self-doubt stuff that you get. And I eventually just let that get to me, and this amazing record that I'm so proud of, I just had it sitting on my desk this year. I was like, that's not gonna happen anymore. I gotta put it out. And yeah, it's gonna cost some money to promote it, but I gotta figure that out too. And I've never done a crowdfunding campaign before. I've never done a Kickstarter. I've always been kind of bashful to do it because it makes me uncomfortable to ask for money. But I want to give this record everything I possibly can. So I am. I'm doing a crowdfunding campaign. This is my Kickstarter video. You're watching it. It's probably getting a little bit long, but I'm looking to raise some money to give this album that I made with Anders Osborne and Mike Dillon and Casandra Faulconer at Dockside Studio the proper release. A radio campaign, PR, SEO and ad spend. There's a couple other things I'm leaving out that are in the description. And there's a bunch of cool rewards if you pledge too. Not just merch items, but I can do custom tablature or sheet music for any song of mine that you want to learn. You can do a concert in your home. That stuff's all listed right around here somewhere too. I think this is the end of the video. It's 5 minutes. Might have to edit it. Okay, thank you. Thank you for pledging. Thank you for helping me make this album a reality. It's called Night Skin. You're gonna love it. Okay, actually, bye now.
I feel free with some other night skin next to me.